أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. إنا لله وإنا إليه راجعون. السلام على الحسين وعلى علي بن الحسين وعلى أولاد الحسين وعلى أصحاب الحسين. After the war of Uhud, when the different families were crying over their shuhada, the sound of Rasulullah could be heard crying. When somebody asked him, Ya Rasulullah, why do you cry? He said, is there nobody here to cry for my Hamza? I will say this much to you, Ya Rasulullah. There may not have been anyone to cry for your Hamza on that day, but look how many are here to cry for your Hussein. I know you're tired, I know you're exhausted. May Allah accept your service to the mission of Imam Hussein. Just a few more hours of zahmat and you will go back home with the same people you came with. Our women will go back with the same parda that they came with. Ask the heart of Zainab. She left Medina on 28th of Rajab. Qasim was there, Ali Akbar was there, all the Muhammad were there, Abbas and Hussein were there. It's Asri Ashur. There's no Qasim, there's no Muhammad, there's no Ali Akbar. After Abu Abdullah and Hussein buried his 6-month-old son, he called Bibi Zainab and together they went to go into the Qayem of Imam Sajjad. When Imam Sajjad opened his eyes, he saw the state of his father and he couldn't recognize his father. The blood of Ali Asghar on the face of Hussein, scars and wounds on the body of Hussein. He says, Baba, Aina Habib al-Mawahib? He says, Ya Bunayya, Tatuqutil. Baba, Aina Muslim Usija, Bunayya, Tatuqutil. Baba, Aina Akhi al-Ali al-Akbar. Ya Bunayya, Tatuqutil. Just understand this, my son, that besides you and me, there's no other men anymore. I'm here to deliver my Khudafasi to you. At that moment, they say Imam Sajjad, Bimari Karbala, attempts to get up with the cane, grabs his sword, and says, how is it possible that I sit here while my father goes and sacrifices his life? He said, Mulaya, sit down. Your role is something else. I'll say, Imam Sajjad, preserve your energy, Imam Sajjad. Preserve your energy, Imam Sajjad. You have a very long journey ahead of you. It's you who will take the women of the Bani Hashim from Karbala to Kufa to Sham. It's you, Imam Sajjad, who will take the women to the Bazaar of Sham. It's you, Imam Sajjad, when he was asked of you, Ya Rasulullah, of all the things you saw in the journey of Karbala, what was the most difficult? He didn't say the Shahadat of Ali Akbar. He didn't say the Shahadat of Abbas. He said Sham, Sham, Sham. Preserve your energy, Imam Sajjad. Imam Hussein goes into the Qayem of the women. It says this Khudafasi one by one. They say that they formed 2 lines. Imam Hussein walked down the middle. Somebody is tugging on his abba. Someone's falling at his feet. Someone's holding his hand. A 4-year-old Sakina is holding his abba. One by one they say their Khudafis. As he moves towards his Jannah, a voice comes from behind him. Mahalan, Mahalan, Yabna Zahra. Please wait, slow down. Oh, son of Zahra. He looks behind. He sees Zainab. The same Zainab who together they watched Rasulullah leave this world. The same Zainab that when Amir al-Mu'mineen was struck with the sword of the Muljim, he went into the house of His daughter Kulthum, the sound of Zainab and Kulthum crying to be heard. He tells his son Hassan, tell them to keep quiet. I don't want the men of Kufa to listen to the sounds of my Zainab crying. I'll say, Ya Amir al-Mu'mineen, 40th Hijri, you don't want people to hear your Zainab cry. Come to Karbala, 61st Hijri. The same Zainab will be taken as a prisoner. He says, Zainab, what is it? She says, Bhaiya, there is an amanat I have for you from my mother Fatima Zahra. Imam Hussein stands there. Bibi Zainab unbuttons the shirt of Abu Abdullah, exposes a little bit of his chest. She leans forward and she kisses the neck of Abu Abdullah. She leans forward, she kisses the forehead of Abu Abdullah. She leans forward, she kisses the neck and the chest of Abu Abdullah. She said that, Bhaiya, my mother told me that when my Hussein goes towards the Maidan of Karbala, give him this amanat, let him know that yes, your mother isn't there, but my du'as are with you. I realize this is the chest that will be trampled by the horse that will deliver inside. This is the forehead that when no one had a spear or an arrow, they would throw rocks at that forehead. This is the neck that will be separated with a dull knife. At that moment, Imam Hussein says, I too, Zainab, have an amanat for you. He says, can you open up your sleeve just a little bit? He kisses the arms of Zainab and said that our Mama said that Beka, when you go towards the Maidan of Karbala, send my salam to my Zainab. The same arms that will be tied with rope, taken from Karbala to Kufa to Sham. Imam Hussein mounts the horse. But no matter how much he tries, the horse doesn't move from where it is. He says, Azul Jalal, I know you're tired. You've been with me since morning. You helped me lift the body of my Ali Akbar. You helped me lift the body of my Qasim. Just a little bit more zahmat, simply drop me off to the Maidan of Karbala, and that's it. It's almost as if the horse, with his ishara, the head going downwards, telling him, Ya Mawla, I would love to take you to the Maidan of Karbala, but there's a 4-year-old who's holding my leg and saying, where are you taking my Baba? From morning until now, whoever went to the Maidan of Karbala never came back. Imam Hussein dismounts the horse, takes a 4-year-old Sakina into his chest, tells her to be patient, my daughter. Know that I'm always with you, my daughter. I don't know how many of my fathers in the audience have 4 or 5-year-olds at home. How do you explain to your daughter what's going to happen? All she says is, Baba, I just want to go back to Medina, Baba. Is there any way that I can go back to Medina, Baba? At that moment, he explains everything to Sakina. She then starts to talk to Zuljana. Hey, Baba, Zuljana. My father's very thirsty. My father's very tired. If it's possible for you to take him to the Furat for a little bit of water, if that's not possible, please find a little bit of shade where my father can at least rest. Imam Hussein mounts the horse once again, says his Salat to Sakina. Enters the Maidan of Karbala. I don't have the himmat to read the entire Shahada. You don't have the himmat to hear it. It's enough to know that every single time our Hussein struck an enemy, he said, you were the one that killed my Qasim. You were the one that killed my Ali Akbar. You were the one that severed the hand of Abbas. One by one, he killed them all. But this was a human being who from morning till now was extremely thirsty and very tired. When he decided for a moment to take a little bit of a break and dismount the horse, at that moment, Umar bin Saad says to his archers to send a rain of arrows towards Hussein. Imam Hussein mounts his horse again towards the Karbala. He starts to fight. These arrows are onslaught. They're coming and coming. One arrow hits him on his arm. He pulls it out. One arrow hits him in the forehead. He pulls it out. One arrow hits him in the leg. He pulls it out. There was this one arrow from Ulama that was dipped in poison. At that moment, that arrow hit the chest of Abu Abdullah. He fell from the horse. But my Mawla had so many arrows inside of him, his body never touched the ground. He was lying there on a bed of arrows. Imam Hussein lies there. At this moment now, he's surrounded by the enemy. They have no idea if this man is alive or dead. He's falling in and out of consciousness. Umar bin Saad asked Shimr, is he alive or is he dead? Shimr said, if you want to know if Hussein is alive or dead, make your way towards the Khaymadah. At that moment, he'll tell you if he's alive or dead. Once he hears that, Imam Hussein wakes up and says, if you cannot be men of religion, at least be free and human beings. Leave my women alone, attack and have a war with me. Whoever had a spear struck Imam Hussein. Whoever had an arrow shot at Imam Hussein. Those who had nothing threw rocks at Imam Hussein. At that moment, Umar bin Saad says, end the man's misery. It was at that moment, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept these tears of yours. May He give you the courage and the strength to understand and listen to what I'm about to say. It's a very difficult maqtal, but we simply have heard what happened to Imam Hussein. Ask those eyes of Zainab who saw every single musibah. Our heart breaks when we hear what happened. Bibi Zainab saw with her own eyes. At that moment, Bibi Zainab herself narrates that I ran and Shimr ran. I ran to Dil Zainabiyah, Shimr ran to the body of Hussein. He began to kick our Mawla. He began to slap our Mawla. At that moment, Jalisu ala Sadr al-Hussein. He's on the chest of Imam Hussein. At that moment, Imam Hussein says, Zainab, your mother is still alive. Go back towards the Khaymadah. She didn't even reach the Khaymadah yet. The ground began to tremble. The sky became black. It began to rain blood all over there. Shimr grabs the beard of Abu Abdullah with a dull knife 13 times. A voice could be heard amongst the darkness. قَدْ قُتِلَ حُسَيْنٍ بِكَرْبَلَا. The Zuljana makes his way back to the Khaymadah. All the women fall at the feet of the Zuljana. This 94-year-old Sakina comes towards the Zuljana, grabs him by the neck. Hey, Zuljana, just tell me one thing. Just tell me one thing. Did they give my